McCauley prayed off in Syracuse, New York. A couple of weeks ago, I talked about the 5 love languages, and I really wanted to go in detail on those as it relates to loving ourselves. Because we're good. I don't need to ask any of you to love anybody else. You're great at that. I don't need to tell you to be generous. I don't need to tell you to be kind. I need to tell you to love yourself. And one of the number one things is words of affirmation. You start with loving yourself. So many people came in to give wings at Ellen. I was at that mass, and it was really beautiful, and the kids were great. Words of affirmation. It feels good. But sometimes I get really stressed, or sometimes I think about the past and mistakes I made. And right out loud, at my home, I don't do it in Wegmans, but right out loud I'll say, Ellen, you know, I love you. You made some mistakes, but you're a good person. You got a good heart. Just let it go. Let it go, girl. Let it go. Just talk to yourself. Also, you find that you need the most what you give the most. If you give people a lot of words of encouragement, it's because you kind of want that yourself. You want people to encourage you. Also, quality time. And I mean quality time. Not on your phone, not looking around. When someone really listens to me, I'm almost disconcerted. They're like, wow, they're really listening to what I'm saying. And they act like they're really paying attention and like they really care. And that feels good. And so if you feel like you need someone to take your side or understand, even if you called me up on Sunday and said, Ellen, you know, I've gained 5 pounds this session and I'm really down on myself. Can we talk about it? I'd love to. I would make sure I gave you a lot of words of encouragement. Another thing is a love language is acts of service. Now, acts of service for other people we do all the time. We volunteer at Francis' house. We do this. We do that. We babysit. We help out other people. But what do we do for ourselves? Do we sit back in a lazy boy and read a book every now and then? Do we just put headphones on and listen to music and just say a little prayer? Do we look at old pictures and say, you know, you've come a long way, baby? You know, we need to do things for ourselves. And also, gifts. I find that there's gifts and then there's meaningful gifts. It was just my boss's birthday, and we always go out and we always celebrate. She went to the Memorial Day ceremony at the cemetery, and she said to this young girl, and I overheard her, she said, oh, I love your sweater. The girl had a sweater with a flag on it, quite lovely. She goes, I love that sweater. Oh, I'd love to have something like that. So then she went and sat down, and I went over to the girl, I go, where did you get that? And I went right out and bought her, and I gave it to her for her birthday. And she looked at it like this, she goes, how am I looking at this? It was, how did you know? And I go, I heard you say. That's a meaningful gift. Now, if I gave her a $25 gift card to Wegmans, that's nice, but sometimes just kind of listen. You know, there was a woman in the group, and there's several. You guys are just great at other people. But remember to give meaningful gifts to yourself as well, okay? And physical touch. Give people a hug, you know, even yourself. You say, you know, Mom, you did the best you can, Ellen, or calm down. You know, sometimes rubbing your arm gets you to calm down, or stretching. And I even have a little chart here of all the different love languages. And love yourself is so important. And last week I gave you some snack ideas, and people came up to me and said, Ellen, those were the worst snack ideas I've ever seen in my life. You think I want 4 olives? I mean, come on, Ellen. So I said, well, maybe we should talk about fighting the urge to snack altogether. So what do? Well, call a friend. You know, especially call me, because I'll be like this. Are you eating? I can hear you chewing. Are you eating? And what are you eating? FaceTime me now. I want to see what you're eating. Come on. Also, chew gum. I chew gum 24/7. 24/7. I have an oral thing and I admit it. I chew gum. I wake up, chew gum, right before bed, throw it away. Different pieces, not the same one. Also, brush your teeth. After dinner, I brush my teeth. I floss. I use my Act mouthwash. I'm not going to snack after all that work, okay? Also, people will say, take a shower. Some of you would have to take 10 showers a day to keep you from snacking, you know? But if that does help, paint your nails, it's an idea. Water your plants, but again, don't overwater them. Ride your exercise bike. If you've got a couple of bucks, I highly, highly recommend you get a recumbent exercise bike because it's got a seat with a back on it and you don't hurt your back. I ride my bike every single day, but here's the thing. You have to increase the intensity. You have to increase the speed. So that's the key. Organize your closet or drawer. If you're organizing, you're not eating. As praying those 7 prayers. Work on a crossword puzzle or a regular puzzle. Get off your phone. Also, get a different environment. Sit on your porch. Sit on your deck. If you're hungry, are you really hungry or are you bored? So if you're bored, do something. So try to resist the urge to snack. Or eat something healthy, like a fig, like an apple. Now this is a simple, people said, Ellen, those recipes are just too complicated. So this is chicken breast with lemon, all right? It's very easy. And the only thing I would suggest down here where it says 1/2 cup chicken broth, you can get low sodium or no sodium chicken broth and it tastes great. Trust me, okay?